In this lesson, I will show you the right way to create smoke trails. This is very useful for emitting smoke from moving objects like trains smoke and rockets and so on. So first let's create a simple sphere and animate that. Okay? And I will go to the shelf and click on the sphere and hit enter on the keyboard. And then I will go to the 4 views by holding space and B on the keyboard. And then I will dive inside the sphere and I will hit tab and type transform. Okay, let's connect the transform node here. And now from the top view, I will zoom out a little bit. And then I will place the sphere somewhere here. Okay. And if you want to set a key, just hold Alt on the keyboard and click on the translate. Okay. Or if you want, let me undo that by holding Ctrl and Z. Or you can just click here Alt and left mouse click to key just the X axis. Okay. So I will set a key for all of X, Y, and Z. Alt and left mouse click. Okay. And then I will move the time slider somewhere to the 70. And then I will move the sphere here. And again, I will hold Alt and left mouse click. Or you can just right click and go to channels and keyframes and click on set keyframe. And then I will move the time slider somewhere to 140. And let me zoom out a little bit. And I will move the sphere somewhere here. And again, Alt and left mouse click. And let's see, now we have an animation. Okay. So I will hold Shift and middle mouse click to open the curve editor or the animation editor, sorry. So I will hold space and G to frame the curve. And as you see, we have ease in and ease out. So I will select all and I will click on this icon to make it straight. Okay. So the animation starts at fixed speed. So now I will close the animation editor. By the way, you can open the animation editor by right clicking and going to channel and keyframes and scope parameters. Okay, so you open that. So now let's see, we have our animation. And now let's go to the perspective view and let's see. Okay, so let's go back to the object level and select the sphere, and I will go to the Pyro FX tab. The first thing I will show you just how to create the smoke from the regular way, okay, or the standard way. So I will click on Billway smoke, for example. Okay, so I will remove the resize container for now, or just I will disconnect that. Okay, I will select the Pyro and let me adjust the container. This is not the right way, okay? So just I want to show you what's wrong with this method for creating the smoke trail. Okay, so now as you see, I created the container, right? But the problem is that the moving object will come like this path, in this path, and going to here, right? So Houdini will calculate everything in this container. So this is really will be a nightmare for you if you create it like this way, because Houdini will calculate all the container. And the smoke is in this area. So we don't need Houdini to calculate everything in the container. Okay, this is really it's nightmare and will take a lot of time to simulate that. Okay, so if I hit play, as you see, it's really taking a lot of time to calculate that. And even just we need this area, we don't need anything outside the smoke. So that's why I will show you how to create the smoke trail. So let's go back here and let's go to the object level, and I will delete everything. Delete that, and I will go to the emitter and I will delete these nodes. Okay, so now let's see how we can create the smoke trail. The idea is Houdini will create a container in every step the sphere moves. For example, the sphere comes from here to here, so we'll create a container for us, and then we'll create another container, and so on. So this is very, very useful to create a smoke trail. So I will select the sphere and I will click on the smoke trail right here. And let's wait until Houdini calculates that. As you see now, Houdini shows us the path for the sphere, moving sphere, right? And you see these points. Houdini will create a container on every point you see in the viewport. As you see in the sphere object, this is very complicated, but don't worry about that. It's okay. So I will go to object level, and here you see Houdini created not just the Autodop network and the Pyro import, created another emitter container. So what this node does, brings or grabs the values or the animation from the sphere that we created, and creating the necessary node that will help the Pyro to create the containers. Okay, so I will go to object level and let's move that here, and let's hit play and see what we get. Okay, the sphere moving. As you see now, Houdini created another container. Really, this is very, very powerful, and you see it's very, very fast, because now Houdini will not calculate anything in this area, just where the sphere moves. Okay, so this is really, really great way to create the smokes. Okay, this is useful for creating, for example, smoke emitting from the train, for example. Okay, so, and if you dive inside the Pyro sim, you have a resize container. If your smoke is hitting the container, you can set the padding or increase the padding, so you give the smoke more space, so it's not hitting the container walls. Okay, and let's say, for example, if your sphere is moving sphere is very, very fast, so maybe you will see some gaps between the smoke. Okay, so what you can do, you can go to object and select the Pyro and increase the sub steps. Okay, so this is in case you have some very fast moving objects, you just increase the sub steps. And of course, if you go to the Pyro sim and then if you decrease the division size to add more details to the smoke, this will decrease the subdivision for all the containers you have in the scene. Okay, so let's play it again and wait until the calculation is finished. Okay, that's enough just to see our result, and hit play. As you see now, we have the smoke. And let's say you want to emit fire, not smoke. Okay, so we don't have a fire trail, for example, here. We can just go to the sphere object. Sorry, I will go back. I will go to the Pyro sim, and then in the source volume, I will change the initialize to source fuel. Where is the fuel? This is the source fuel. Okay, we want to emit fuel. Let's go back, and if I hit play again, nothing happens because we just have a fuel. Another step we need to do to go back to the Pyro solver, and then I will see just where is that option. I forgot the okay, this is the combustion. We need to enable the combustion. So now if let's hit play and see again, nothing happens. Let's see what we forget. Select the Pyro, the creation. Let's see what we forget to do. Okay, so let's go back and see in the sphere object. We need to do another thing here. This is the, let's see. Okay, we need to select the fluid source, and in the container settings, and I will change the initialize to source fuel, and let's see if this worked. Okay, it worked, and really, as you see, you need to have a good memory to remember the place. It's really confusing, okay? Even I did that several times, so always I forget the place of the source fuel. Okay, that's how you emit fire from the smoke, or do you convert the smoke trail to the fire. And as I said, guys, this is really great way to save you time. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed. I will see you in the next lesson.